once again, this is a Consciousness Ascending presentation. This is episode 93 of Accelerating Your Journey. First of all, we want to say thank you. Thank you for each of you who will support us in creating this interaction. Thank you for those of you who have found this recorded and are allowing us to be of support in that manner. If you find value in this interaction, be sure to subscribe. Connect with us on this platform that you might be alerted when we are live again and when we upload further future content. If you check the description, there's a few things there. One of the first things is, if you're a conscious creator, if you know you are creating your reality and you have been on this path for a long time, those are the individuals we come in contact with. Individuals who have been at this game for years and have a lot of information but are still struggling to put all of the pieces together of the process. What we've created is a reality shift checklist, is what we're calling it. But it's 4 steps that point you to the foundation at which you should be working, right? The foundation. If you're working there, you're affecting the vibration and you're affecting the contents of your mind. These 4 steps point you to your foundation. It's a checklist, short checklist, but we also created supporting videos that go a little bit deeper into each step. But if you apply what we have there, if you apply those steps, you apply the information in the videos, the supporting videos, you will, and you're consistent, you will be able to see shifts, whether you are trying to transform an idea about yourself so that you can be more in alignment with an experience you're intending, or if you're looking to create an experience. Either one. They're interconnected, the process is. But you must be working at your foundation, and there's specific things that you have to know, there's specific things that you have to be doing in order to create the necessary alignment. The challenge is that this is not rocket science once you know it. And if you are one of the people that we come in contact with, you have the information, you've heard most of it before, but you're just haven't put all the pieces together. You may not be working directly at your foundation. You may not be releasing those low vibrational ideas, the conditioning that allows you to align organically with the things that you are intended to create as experience. So this checklist will help you get started. If you're a little further down the road, once you see the checklist, or just at this moment, we also have a private community, probably the most effective private community, where you will find everything necessary to accelerate your growth and expansion. In addition to that, you have the camaraderie of others who are already in the Accelerator. You have our support consistently available for your questions, so that you can begin to build consistency, so that you can begin to be stronger than the immense data that's constantly flooding your senses. You have to be stronger, you have to be bigger, more expansive than all of the information coming in order to hope to establish new ideas, and for them to be rooted firmly in your being, so that you can be consistently in alignment with experiences, life that you're actually intending. We call it the Ascension Accelerator, the modern day monastery, because this is what your historic figures used to do. They would travel and go to places where they learned and they were able to spend time. Individuals now, your monk idea of going to a monastery and being in that space for a specific period of time, or an undetermined period of time, to learn, to meditate. They separate themselves from the throes of everyday life so that they can focus inward and discover that which is their truth, and release themselves from the many faces of fear, release themselves from the programming. Well, most of you don't have that option. Benny Dessus didn't have that option. So he wanted to create a space for individuals like him to be able to have a very, very similar experience, as close to that type of experience as possible, and that's where the Ascension Accelerator came from. You can get more information on those, each of those, in the description. So today we are talking about the correct use of the senses. The correct use of the senses. Which senses are most important? Let's talk about it. Conscious creators. Yes, your senses are constantly being barraged, flooded with material from the external. Your senses are constantly receiving affirmation of that which you are believing at the moment. No good, bad, right, wrong, no judgment in what you are believing, because you are an energy being, and that which you are focused on, that which you're placing your attention on, those ideas that have already been established as true, real, dominant in your being, whether low vibrational or not. Many are low vibrational that are keeping you out of alignment with the life and the experiences that you actually desire, and that's why you're here. But the material coming into your physical senses, if you are a mature embodied being at this moment with years on your plane of existence, you are participating unconsciously in loops of your own creation. Whatever the ideas are that you have been conditioned to, whatever your programming is, you are participating in loops of first expression, then experience, that experience proving the ideas true that you are believing in, which causes you to express again in like fashion. And so you're in a loop of expression, experience, expression, experience. And it's dictating it's dictating your energy signature. It's dictating who you are vibrationally, which is what is aligning you with the experience. The experience is not first. The experience is not first. The expression is first. The physical manifestation of the things, of the collaborative components in the experience, the people, the animals, the trees, the plants, the space in between you and the forms is not empty space. The air, the atmosphere is born of the energies, and the particles are born of that, of the free flowing energy that equals your oxygen, your carbon dioxide. Everything in the space between you and the forms. All of it, all of them are collaborative components in support of you to create the experiences that you are expressing. Have you realized that? The particles making up the oxygen, the carbon dioxide molecules that appear to be empty space between you and the next person are all collaborative components at that moment in the creation of the experience that you are expressing and ultimately creating. So from the vibrational level up through the particles to the forms, you are not alone. Each one is in support of you. And the directions that you're giving are in your energy signature, are in your vibrational expression. The information is in the energies that you're offering. So it's important to get hold of your senses. Which senses are most important? Your inner senses are most important because those senses are the closest to the truth of you, vibrationally, energetically. But in the initial, you have to bring your attention inward and take your attention off of what your external senses are presenting to you and the information that they are receiving from the external. You must begin to take your attention off of that material. You must reduce the level of importance that you have placed on that which is entering through your physical external senses. And that's why we often suggest, when you begin this process of dialing your attention in, establishing an inward focus on that which you are intending, so that you can be clear on that which you are intending. Sometimes it's necessary to turn off the media sources. Shut all of that material down as much as possible until you master the process. Minimize the material, the low vibrational material that is attempting to flood your senses. Anything that you absolutely need to know will make its way to you. It hasn't been that long, family, since there was no internet. There were no cell phones. There were no pagers. And yet everyone received the information that was necessary for them with perfect timing. So understand that this hypersensitive need for information you have been conditioned to, because it wasn't that long ago for most of you in your lifetime that it wasn't available. Is it a good thing at times? Yes. But is it absolutely necessary? No. Is it necessary for you to be psychologically and emotionally attached to the need, or to have the need for the information like this? Not to mention if it's low vibration. Not to mention if it's fear-based. So our suggestion, and it has been our suggestion for a long time now, for those of you who are serious about mastering this process, is to minimize the data, the low vibrational data at the least, that is attempting to enter your externally faced senses, so that you can begin to focus internally. Why? Because you are energy, because you are vibration, and you are connected to source. You are source, which means that is the most important, the biggest, the most perfect part of you, and you are perfect. And so when you come from energy up in density to the physical body, those activities, those functions that occur inside of the mind and body are more important than anything external coming in through your senses. So that's where you want to focus. This is where you establish your intentions. This is where you establish the energy structures on the screen of your imagination. This is where you align yourself with those intentions in your feeling. All of this is occurring inside. And that which is occurring inside of you is the closest to the truth of you, which means these are the most powerful faculties when it comes to creating your experience, because these are what are constantly active. Even when you're asleep, these faculties are active. And they're working on whatever the dominant material is. If you go to sleep nervous, if you go to sleep feeling insecure, if you go to sleep worrying about your bills, or worrying about your intimate partner, or worried about your children, then that worry, that fear is what is the material that is activating your inner creative process, those faculties. You have to get a hold of that stuff. You have to get a hold of the material that is activating your faculties. And that requires inward focus. And that requires, most times, that you shut down all of that material that is trying to enter into your, through your externally faced senses. Because if you don't, it's a real struggle to claim control of what's going on inside of you, and the nature and the tone and the color, and to establish an intended nature, tone, and color of what's going on inside of you, when so much is flooding your senses from the external, and it has a fearful tone, a fearful color, for that is what's being projected as truth onto humanity. But you can shut it down. You can turn it off. You can minimize it and begin to focus more inwardly, and begin choosing how you will feel. Begin choosing that which you will see internally, the material that activates your integrative process. Part of Benny's meditation now, and his meditation has changed subtly. Part of his meditation now is the expressing of the truths of source. The first being that all is one, he is all is him, and therefore the love that he has for himself is the same love that he has for all the things that he sees and comes in contact with, which means that he is more consistently offering love because of the love that he is finding for himself. First point, source is love, you are love, but the first direction that you want to realize that love is towards yourself, inwardly, for you. And the more love you have for yourself, the more love you are expressing and are able to express toward everything, and see love in everything that you come in contact with, which means you're constantly, more and more consistently in alignment with the color and the tone of love, and it becomes more and more consistently your reflection in the mirror of experience. 2, the second truth is the pristine, perfect nature of everything. His mantra or affirmation is, I intimately know and am certain of the most pristine forms. What does that mean? Source knows your perfection. It identifies with your perfection. If you feel fear, if you feel insecure, or any of those type ideas, that is you not identifying with your perfection, with the perfection that Source sees in you, and that you are truly at your center, at your core. And his mantra now is the most pristine forms. And as you establish these ideas, as you establish and create the knowing around these ideas, you go in and out of the physical, holding the idea and being able to see it, but it's growing inside of him, for it to be the first thought, for it to be the first impression or intention to see as he walks through the stores, as he walks through his home, as he interacts with strangers, as he interacts with his children and his partner and family members, is to see them in their most pristine form, their most beautiful and their most excellent and their most perfect form. If he sees it, then he is being of that energy in that moment, in that as that expression, creating that experience of 2 perfect forms. And if he's seeing it, he's also impressing that idea on that which he is coming in contact with. And imagine the experience that's created when you, as a conscious creator, are expressing and impressing the perfection of that which you come in contact with on that which you come in contact with. And they begin to reflect that to you, because if they're unconscious of the matter, then they have no choice but to be a collaborative component of what you are expressing dominantly. So imagine the type of experience that is being created by that which is consistently playing and practicing to see it in its most pristine form, and also simultaneously see everything that it comes in contact with vibrationally, energetically, in and as its most pristine form. When you begin to play with these type ideas, when you begin to play in this manner, you are inwardly focused. You have to be. You are consciously choosing what you see inwardly. You are consciously choosing how you feel based on what you're seeing inwardly. And your energy, your personal, individual energy signature is offering that perfection of what you are choosing as an expression and in accordance with law, the truth of source on your plane of existence. Those frequencies, those vibrations yield the collaborative components up from the energies through the particles into the dense forms that appear in front of you, ultimately creating the experiences born of that which you are expressing. But this is a process that starts with you focusing and beginning to focus inward, shifting your attention inward, making your internal senses the priority. Think about it. In your imagination, hello everyone, hello. In your imagination, you can do everything that you do physically. In your imagination, you can smell your grandmother's favorite dessert. You can smell, you can taste, you can hear, you can feel that which you are desiring later on this evening at your favorite restaurant that you know you're going to with friends and family. You can do everything internally. Sitting still, or lying on your bed, or lying on the floor, wherever you enjoy, is most comfortable for you. You can do everything internally. It has to have value. It has to be important. The question is it more important than what you do externally? Is it more important than what you receive through your external senses? That's the question. Because when you understand the question and know the answer, it points you to where your priority must be. Must be, if you're really interested in making the shifts and the changes into alignment with the life that you are desiring, the ability to live a life inspired from the inside out that is unique to you, a life free of fear, because fear doesn't exist in you at your center in source. It doesn't exist. That means you're carrying ideas of belief that create the fear and align you with fearful experiences. You can have a life. There is a life being lived by a version of you now who is free of the many faces of fear that you have been conditioned to, programmed to. This is where we are attempting to take you, but you have to put the play and practice in. And it's about to what degree you are desiring to play, to what degree this is important to you. Because consistency is the key. Turning down the noise of that which is the data entering through your externally faced senses is key. Turning your attention inward and focusing on that which you are establishing as a form and coloring with frequency is key. There are foundational understandings that you have to have in your tool belt. There are practices that you must be consistent with so that you can begin to create space between the truth of you vibrationally and that which is you physically. That space is what allows you to be able to see what is happening inside of your mind and body. And this space is created through meditation and different ways. This is what happens. Through meditation, you begin to become more and more aware of the expanse that is you, that is not localized to within the body. That's not the truth. In meditation, as you grow and expand in your meditative practices, you can begin to feel your truth beyond the body. And as you create that space, you begin to be able to see the activity of the mind. You begin to be able to see the flow and movement of motion, of energy that you call emotions inside of the body. And the more space there is, the more you are able to see these actions, the more you are able to manage them and not be moved and directed by them. But these are things you need to know. These are practices you need to engage in. These are ideas that you have to understand, that you are building the muscle of your truth. You are expanding your awareness as you go, but you must be doing the right things in the right way. And if you're not sure of what the right things are to do and the right way to do them, if you're not clear on how and why you get stuck, on how and why things are repeating, on how the loops of experience have been created and how to begin to create new loops, if you're not clear, then this process is going to go on and on and on and on without you realizing the life experiences you actually desire with consistency. This is why the accelerator is important. And if it's not us, somebody, as a consistent guide to support you in the building of the muscle. Your inner emotions are key. They are the closest thing. They are closer to the truth of you than your externally faced senses. Your inner senses is where you begin to take your power back. The information flooding your being from the external is separating you from your power. It's establishing you in a frequency, in a tone that takes you away from that which you are actually intending. That which you are intending, we have no doubt, feels good. The bulk of the material entering into your physical senses through your media sources and all of these things don't make you feel good, which means they are separating you from your truth, and they're separating you from that which you actually want or desire as a life, as experience. Decide what's going to be your priority and begin to take the steps necessary that allow you to grow and expand in the direction that you actually intend. We're excited for each of you. We're excited for those of you who have listened to this interaction, been a part of this interaction through its completion. We're excited for those of you who have found this recording and are still here now. It means you are serious. It means these ideas are a priority to you. It means you are seeking. At the least, be sure to connect with us. We are here with a level of frequency. We are entertaining being even more frequent in this offering. But these engagements are merely just to give you a glimpse of what is possible for you with consistency that will accelerate the process that you are going through, that will accelerate the journey of enlightenment that you are on. If you have any questions, any comments, if you were inspired to an idea during this interaction, feel free to place those in the chat and we will take a few moments to discuss those. Catherine, you're very welcome. You know that. Any questions or comments on this Tuesday? Chilly Tuesday, where we are. Yeah. Catherine says, I would personally like to be able to look at the news and not be fearful. Yes. Yes. And the path that you're on, Catherine, there will be a time where you'll be able to do that, where you will be able to be neutral, where you will be able to see the happenings and see the experiences going on around the world and be able to use it as contrast to image for your part that which you intend to see. Internally imaging that which you intend to see, the world that you intend to see. And know that you have affected through your energy, through your vibration, through your mentality. And know that you have affected, right? Because your energy, your vibration, once expressed, spans out infinitely. And most of you may or may not believe that you have affected your community, your city, your state, your country, the world, because you can't see the physical evidence of it. But you have. The only thing you have, all that you need to lean on is your personal experience. You have seen. When you have intended an experience, and at the end of the day, you know that you had that experience. Benny used to do it all the time. Before they would leave on the weekend to go to visit family, in the car, they would start clapping and say, we're going to have an amazing experience. We had an amazing experience this weekend. We had a beautiful experience in love with family and in the birthday celebrations and all of these things. They're going to do it this weekend because they have a birthday family. There's a lot of family members with birthdays in January and February, so they're having to get together. And they're going to do it before they leave. And then when they come home that evening or the next day, that's exactly the experience that they had. It wasn't a grand thing or whatever, but it was a beautiful experience, exactly what they intended. The energies went before them, the imagery went before them, and the creation, the experience was created. Everyone that was supposed to be there was there, that aligned with the energies. Those that couldn't make it didn't align with the energies that were established. Beautiful times were had. Everyone was beautiful. Everyone made it home safely. All of the things. The experience that they intended is exactly what happened. Now, if you do that enough, there's no way that you can't, on the inside, begin to believe that you are affecting your reality. If you do it enough. If you do it for those type of situations. If you do it for the get-together at the restaurant. Nobody knows you're doing it but you. If you do it tomorrow when you go into work or when you go to your business, nobody knows you're doing it but you. But if you do it enough times and you see that the experience that you had was exactly very close to that which you intended, you begin to realize that this is not coincidence. I am affecting. And if you are affecting the experiences that are in close proximity to you in that manner, then you are affecting the world that you intend to see. Because it's the same process, the same action. Energy is ever present. And your pure expression in love touches those that are open to it, touches those that are in close proximity vibrationally to your intention, and you are affected. But you're on that way. You're on the way. Keep walking the path. Keep playing. Keep practicing. And keep entertaining the truth of you in source, Catherine. And the more you do that, the more the information, the truths of the you in source will make their way to you because of your consistent interaction with the frequency of the truth of you in source. And the more you interact with that frequency, the more you begin to see through the eyes of that frequency and understand that all is well, all is love, all is playing out based on the frequency and the beliefs of those engaged in the play and practice of this game called life. And that the more you choose to see as an individual, the more it will be. And the more each of you see as individuals, choose to see, the more it will be. The more each one that entertains these type interactions chooses to see from a place of higher frequency, the more it will be. And there will be a point where critical mass occurs where higher frequency will be the dominant energy expression on your plane of existence. But it's not your job to try to get anyone else to be there. It's not your job to try to get those who are not so great in their states of being at the moment to get there. It's your job to be the brightest light you can be as an individual. And by being the brightest light you can be, as you walk through the stores, as you meet with family, as you speak with strangers, the frequency that you are in will be present and it will be possible for those that you come in contact with, if they're in close enough proximity vibrationally to you, to tune up to you. And that's the most powerful impact you can have on humanity. But you have to be first. You have to go first. This is what's happening with all of the spiritual teachers that you have present on your plane now, those that have come before. They achieved a certain level of understanding which allowed them to express vibrationally at a certain frequency. And the reason people are drawn to them, attracted to them, want to be around them, is because they are in close proximity. And when they get around this person, they tune up. And the more you become that in your space, people will be able to tune up to you. And the numbers can be exponential. You may not even know what's happening, but you're standing in line at the store and the person behind you is frustrated with their children, but because he or she is in your presence, they don't even know why they start to feel a little bit better. And now their perspective has changed, and now someone told a joke and they're laughing with the children when a moment ago they were frustrated, and it's because they were in your presence and you never spoke a word. That's the power. Now multiply that times each of you that are on this call, each of you that found this recording. And as you walk through your daily life, all of the people that you come in contact with vibrationally, think about that. Thank you for that, Catherine. Let's see. Let's see. Soul Sign says, Christian here. Oh, okay, Christian. You talked about going to the store and seeing the inner perfection of people. I have been doing this, and it is clear this is how healing, physical and emotional, grows. Absolutely. That's what we're saying, the doing of that, the playing with that. And each time you do it and you see for yourself, you're proving to yourself the impact that you have. You're proving to yourself that you are affecting reality. You're proving to yourself that you're affecting reality. And the more you prove to yourself that you're affecting reality, what should be happening is the more important this inner play and practice becomes. That's what should be happening through the proof of, I'm affecting this thing. I'm affecting reality. My vibration is affecting things, and I see it. I've seen it over and over and over. So I need to do more of X. I need to be more consistent. I need to begin mastering my frequency, mastering this thing called the mind, releasing this fear that I have, all of this low vibrational programming, so I can be the brightest light that I can be as I walk physically on this plane, get as close as I can to the truth of me and source. And guess what? I also know that the more I do that and the closer I get to the truth of me and source, the more I am offering a frequency that's in alignment with everything that I will ever desire. Because everything I desire feels good. And if everything I desire feels good, that means that everything I desire is in a higher frequency state than I normally walk around in. And if I'm playing and practicing and getting as close to source as I can, releasing the fear, releasing the programming, and recreating myself based on my intentions, then the more consistently I'm in alignment with everything that I will ever want. And the more I am capable of having an intention freely and cleanly and not creating weight around my intentions, the faster they materialize. And the more you know all of these things, the more important it becomes to do this stuff inwardly. Christian, thank you for that. Anyone else? Anyone else? Thank you for this. Thank you for your questions, your comments. Thank you for sharing. This is what it's about. These type interactions. And then when you're inspired to the accelerator, the grimy part of the process, the releasing of the fear and the recognizing of it and the expanding your awareness through the challenges and the highs and the lows of life, those are the conversations that we have in the accelerator. That pull and that stretch and that move and that expand and that gets you out of those stuck spots more quickly so that you can move more quickly into more expansive air. But these are first steps. And we're excited for you. And we love you very much. Yeah. We'll be back Thursday. If you are inspired to participate, we'd love for you to be here. The recording will be there if you can't make it. Again, we love you very much. And we will talk to you soon.